Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network. Welcome back to the show. We are excited to have Chiharu Viccars joining us here again today. She's a craniosacral therapist at Flower of Life Craniosacral from beautiful Calgary, Alberta. Welcome to the show today. How are you?
Good, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Well, thank you. You have an amazing background. I want to find out more about you. I know you were raised in Japan. You've been traveling a lot. Then you lived in New Zealand. I got to get to know you on a one-on-one level. So please tell us a little bit about yourself to start.
Um, yeah, I was born and raised in Japan, and early ages, I had a lot of traumatic experience. Even though I was happy child, it almost like I was living in like La La Land, like unicorn world. And my playground was the place. It's called Dazaifu Shrine, and millions of people visit there throughout the years. And because it's a shrine, they have like amazing pond to play with. It's just a lot of place to explore. So that was my playground, and yeah.
Well, let me ask you, the work that you're doing now, it's Flower of Life Craniosacral. So FLOWERLIFECRANIOSACRAL and .com, that is. You provide a whole bunch of different services from therapeutic, clinical, relaxation massages, and craniosacral therapy. Do you want to share a little bit about, what exactly is craniosacral therapy?
Yes, I believe this is excellent for trauma resolution, especially it related to birth, because we believe our life starts from conception stage, and from conception to 18 months of after birth. That's where conception concept, or like understanding to the world, develops. So later on, when we encounter relationships, that's where we operate and filters, or like understand or see the world. So when we encounter to the conflict, we operate from the early stages. So craniosacral therapy brings back to that area, and then from healing that place, rewrite our, I believe it's like almost like a cell memories. And we totally changes how we see the world.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, it's rooted in osteopathy and had evolved including influences from advanced neuroscience and human development, and perinatal psychologies and trauma resolutions.
My goodness. Now, let me ask, this is beneficial for so many people, and I want to dive into more of that in just a moment. But first, I want to find out how what inspired you to do this? Because I was reading you were in Japan, right?
Mhm.
You wanted to become a mother, you said, or a kindergarten teacher, but you love working with children. So you
Yes.
got a diploma as an early childhood educator?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And then you moved to New Zealand, and tell me a little bit about what happened there. How did you get involved there?
My sister went to the New Zealand first. It's as an exchange student, and then we became a family. And then they invited me to come over, and they were doing farms like sheep and cows. So I went there to experience farm, and then gradually, when my English started getting better, because of I had a early childhood education background. Um, yeah, I share my culture in New Zealand, and yeah, it was excellent, eye-opening experience I did.
Oh, and then being there, and this is, you mentioned you wanted to become a mother, and now how did you get involved with this type of healing?
As I said in the beginning, I had so many traumatic experience from my birth. The cord was wrapped around my neck, and then when I was 4, I had almost like a near kidnap experience, and a lot of trauma happened in early ages. And my mother was suffering from alcoholic, and um, yeah, and then I had severe psychological and verbal abuse, and I wanted to escape from it, but I didn't know how. I didn't have any resources back then. And then surprisingly, I chose a husband who was suffering with alcoholism. And we had amazing 4 children together, yet it was quite a journey. And at the end of the marriage, I thought, okay, I cannot change him. I have to change myself. So then I met Dr. Jelshich, who does train healers. And so I studied 2 years with him, and it really opened up into the spiritual realm for me, and I could cope to the situations or circumstances in better way instead of in harmful way.
Well, thank you for sharing that. I know that you mentioned your transformational journey. You joined the healer's training for the whole human being, you said, and that was, I guess, how you started this, right? This was 2012.
2011, yes.
Perfect. And then now here you are helping so many physically, emotionally, spiritually, and offering a whole bunch of different therapies. Did you want to focus on some of those today?
Yes, yes, please.
There's the
So
biodynamic I was reading about,
mhm.
BCST. What is that?
Also, that's a biodynamic craniosacral therapy in short. Yeah, and then um, I do energy work, and then I do also therapeutic and clinical massage therapy. Now, because of I do all these modalities mixing together, I
Okay.
created some unique approach to the client. It's not just massage, it's not just craniosacral therapy, it's not just energy work. It's a combination of healing I could offer to the best of the client's needs. So it's a unique individual client has individual histories and story. They come to see me, and it's just so individual. So I cannot do exact same things to different people. So I quickly pick up this subtle energy and what really body needs for, or
Mm-hmm.
even not just body, like emotional, mental, and spiritual aspect, and combine everything. And yeah, and then like starts almost like it's like a movie.
Mm-hmm.
There's like a beginning, and then there's a middle part, and then there's a little bit of down part, and then at the end it's just everything's like so amazing.
Wow. Well, we appreciate you being here and joining us, and just want to remind everyone at this time how we can contact you. Would you mind sharing phone number, website, any social media pages before we continue?
Yes, I have a website. It's
Okay.
www.floweroflife.com. craniosacral.com. And I also have an Instagram, and you can access everything from my website.
Perfect. And again, the website is
Oh, www.floweroflifecraniosacral.com.
beautiful. And, people saying great things about the work you do. And someone said that I found all of my craniosacral sessions with Chiharu to be very beneficial. Not only have I felt comfortable, safe, relaxed, but I also find her to be intuitive and accurate in her work. Areas of tension and pain in my body are often released during a session. Occasionally, emotional connections have arisen, and I have been able to work through them. I always feel better and more balanced when we are done. And someone else, that was from Beverly. Cheryl mentioned she suffered from tension in her head, TMJ, the eyes, the neck, the jaw, and as a result of a car accident, dental work, and stress. Recently had an infection in my tooth, which moved to my jaw, then became systemic. Along with antibacterial treatments, I went to see Charu, and she was able, through craniosacral, release tension in my jaw, teeth that helped move the infection through my body so it could heal. Felt so much better every time Cheryl performed craniosacral on me and was able to sleep better. And my pain lessened immediately. I absolutely recommend her, and I'm very grateful that she will be licensed for children soon as well. Ah,
Yes.
so currently you're just working them with adults, right?
No, that was probably from a long time ago, but now I can work with babies and pregnant ladies and even after birth,
Nice.
and toddlers and any age from yeah, any age.
All right. Well, what other aspects of your work do you want to share with your listeners today?
Oh yes, I have people who's from a different part of country. I can do a Zoom energy balancing, and I call this chakra balancing session. And I use Oracle card to read people's energy, like what's going on, and why you're going through this period with the circumstances or challenges in life. And then I goes to next assessment in chakra level and balancing and explaining which chakras actually getting involved in this. Usually it's, chakras, it just works with as a whole, but in sudden time and sudden period, it's more like one or other comes out strongly, depends on the characteristic of the chakras. So I can articulate even the people who's struggling with them. Just
Hmm.
like, for example, like in relationship, there is a partner or
Okay.
children or co-workers. I can feel through that the client, I can feel what part of your chakras is challenging right now with the other person's chakra. So it's kind of like a collaborative healing. It occurs, and then I don't just finish there. I will give you a guidance what to do and how to do um, the work.
Yeah.
And so it's more like a little bit of life coaching aspect involves in, and it really helps people to have a tool to overcome these challenges in their life.
Now, can we talk about some of the things that people are going through that you're helping them with? What are some of the things that they mostly need help with? The anxiety, the stress. What would you say some of the commonalities that we are all seeking help for?
Yeah, mostly the yeah, it's like a mental health aspect that from trauma and like PTSD, ADD, ADHD, everything it happens in, I believe, like everything happens in our physical part. It
Mm-hmm.
comes down from the aspect of mental, emotional, spiritual aspect. But most of us doesn't know why we are affected the way we affected, and how why we react the way we react.
Mm-hmm.
And it just feels like, it's just repeating same patterns and feel stuck. And then like anxiety level, stress level, it just goes high. And that's like, it becomes like a vicious cycle
Yeah.
to dealing with with the normal life. So yeah, that's the most aspect people comes to me.
Got it. And what do you love about your work? What makes it, so passionate about what you're doing?
So myself also experienced from this healing, from spiritual realm, and also a craniosacral therapy work. That combination of it is really bridge the gap in metaphysical and physical realm, and it heals a whole of
Okay.
us, not just one aspect of us. And so I know that how important that is to me, and how um, I can see when people comes to me with sadness or pain or something like that. And then after the session, they goes home with smile and relief. And that keeps me wants to do more of this.
And, there's also more that you do. And how do you know what someone needs? Is it your intuitive way about you? Like if somebody calls you, could you share, how do you figure out what they need specifically? Do they need the Reiki? Do they need the craniosacral? How do you figure that part out?
Um, yeah, mostly intuitively, but craniosacral therapy also talks about it called inherited health plan.
Okay.
So your body technically knows how to heal itself,
Mm-hmm.
but because of the stress and unbalanced nervous system, we kind of lost in touch of that potential.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then yeah, we've been trained to connect with people's body, and it's like driving a car. You have to pay
Yeah.
attention a little bit of everything, and it like it comes to me that body started talking to me. So I kind of listen, and I touch into the place they direct me to, and then that part of them start almost talking to me. So
That's
that
so
yeah, that's how, like, it's more, yeah, it feels like it's more intuitive part, but actually there is something within us has this ability in everybody.
mm, interesting. All right. Well, also, for new time listeners out there, do you want to share? I know you're active on social media, Instagram. Are you on Facebook as well?
No, I just canceled
Oh.
Facebook, and then I like to create like a brand new one.
Mm-hmm. Well, do
Yeah,
you want to
thank
give
you.
us any advice today? I mean, I know you talk, sleep is important. It's our
Mhm.
first, I love how that we're on Zoom today. We get to see each other. PTSD, trauma, you help those with pregnancy. Could you share, people with autoimmune disease, I also was reading too.
Yeah, like I believe everything is just the out of balance of these physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual aspect.
Mm-hmm.
So by just balancing those aspects in us, it just I believe even heals
Yeah.
anything. It's just nothing is impossible. So yeah, I'm not sure. Like I'm just here. I'm just receptive to people's needs, and I'm not even doing anything.
Mm-hmm.
It's about me. It's about me, like bringing out that potential in them to heal themselves.
Love it.
So yeah, more I get out of the way, like
Yeah.
like sometimes my ego comes in, like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, am I doing a good job, or like how am I doing? And then it's just okay. You don't have to think about that because it's all about them, and
Yeah.
then you just there to create the safe space so they
Environment.
can,
Yeah.
yeah, so they can go into really vulnerable state to heal themselves, because we cannot really heal ourselves. Sometimes it's really hard, especially when it's trauma related to our birth. Um, it's really hard to hold ourselves in that healing process. So we
Mm.
need somebody else for us. It's like a mother hold baby.
And you work with mothers and babies, right?
Yes, I that's my favorite. Because
Mm.
when mother's happy, everything just goes into the flow, and baby's healthy, baby's happy. It's everything starts from mother.
It's so true. And you work with women that are pregnant. Do you work with children now too?
Yes, yes, I do.
Good to know. And well, we have just 5 minutes left in your show, and there's still a lot more to what Flower of Life Craniosacral has to offer. And
Mm-hmm.
there's also massage therapy, so hands-on
Yes.
treatment. And do you
Mhm.
where are you located?
I'm Southeast Calgary,
Okay.
Alberta.
And can people, now with COVID and everything, you have a studio there?
Yes, I have therapy room in my house.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful. Well, what would you say, inspires you the most?
Um, yeah, it's just this unlimited potential we have in our human body,
Mm-hmm.
and we just tap into, it's a session is like hour to 90 minutes, but like I encounter
Yeah.
this tiny bit of people's life, and then it's just like a movie I see, and like I see their life just a little bit, but it's just huge part it becomes for them to be who they are, and then who they came to here, who they should be. And it's just so amazing to be part of it, because it's if I just meet people on the street, I wouldn't know
Yeah.
what their stories are.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just so grateful to be part of people's life, and just a little bit.
Just
But
a little bit.
yeah, just a little bit, but it's just so honored to be that part of their life. And for them, like, their life is for
Mm-hmm.
part of me as well. And it's just amazing and grateful.
Oh, well, thank you so much. How did you want to end off for today? In particular, did you have anything to share? Any upcoming events or things we should know?
Um, no, I'm just here hanging out.
What,
And yeah, hopefully this interview will help people know about me and what I do. And I'm not really good talker, so yeah, I'm apologize for that.
no, you are. Stop it. Stop it. Come on. You've lived how many countries now? I give you credit. Is English your first language or no?
No, it's second language.
See? Amazing. I don't have a second language. You should be proud of that. That's awesome.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome so much. All right. Well, let's remind everyone how we can contact you again. Thank you.
Okay. This my website, www.floweroflifecraniosacral.com, and I'm on Instagram. And also you can find me, contact me through phone number 587-717-7899.
All right. Thank you so much. Pleasure having you back here. Great to see you. Thank you for being here and inspiring so many. Flower of Life, craniosacral.com. Reach out, go to her Instagram page as well. And on Instagram, you can find her. It's flower_of_life_craniosacral. And thank you again for being here and occupying our space today. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Have a great day.
Are you looking for even more of the podcasts and hosts that you love? The Podcast Business News Network is proud to announce that you now have even more ways to listen live. Check out the MyTuner Radio, online radio box, and Simple Radio apps on iOS and Android, or find us online. Search for Business News Network on mytuner-radio.com, or search Podcast Business News Network on streama.com and onlineradiobox.com/US. Take your podcasts on the go and don't miss a minute of the action.
Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers.
Day-to-day simple tasks can become pretty daunting.
I have to carry my chair up 2 flights of steps or have somebody do it for me.
What scares me the most is just the falling.
When I'm struggling with my house, I think, to have that one great barrier just knocked down, it's crucial.
Home for Our Troops is a wonderful nonprofit that builds a
mortgage-free, fully adaptive, handicap-accessible house. And there's no catch.
It'll be our very first home that we've ever owned. This is a game changer.
This is where your life begins again.
We need you to join us in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
Because of you, everything's going to be okay.